Hi. Oh, wait, here. There we go. Hi. So, we are entering our final weeks here in my classroom. My hair has excessively grown out for my undercut, so now I have little crab claws, as the kids are calling them. I am starting the teardown. You can see behind me I've got some empty boards going, and I haven't filmed the taking down of things because I've actually been having my students help me do it, and I don't feel comfortable filming my students or having any of their information out here. So I've been doing that during the day, during classes, while kids are finishing stuff up from the art show. I'll insert a very quick clip here so that I don't accidentally send any kids' names. So it was a lot of work. It was probably 30 to 40 hours of my own time between being at home and school, and it was a lot. So I have some notes for next year that I'm going to hopefully take note of, but I thought I would give a good hint of something that I'm doing, which is end of the year stuff. Two things. First one being that I have an inventory list. There we go. First thing being that I have an inventory list, and what this is I have a list of all of my things, and I have a lot of kids that love to count and organize. It's a good thing. It's a very mindless activity. I can throw on Bob Ross and kids love it. So I have a number of kids doing that. I have a number of kids doing cleaning for me. Sorry. There we go. I have a number of kids doing cleaning for me. And I also have started taking some things home. Now I still have 2 weeks of school left. So, and I'm still doing content stuff, meaning like we're doing gallery walk things. We're talking about just a smattering of art history. I'm sorry for the lighting. It is beastly warm out today, and I don't feel like having my lights on. So I only have the hallway lights, and I did have my lights on, but I just turned them off. So. But I did start taking things home, and I'm going to show a quick. Sorry, I have paint in my ear. Cleaning, what can I say? But I have some bins, and I'm going to take them home and show you guys what I do to kind of help lessen that end of year move out, where you feel like a college kid moving home with your vehicles full of things. So yeah, I have my first bag here. I have another bag and slightly off camera, and it's like over here, but there's some sorry, but there's some things with kids' names on it, so I can't have it over there. But yeah, so let's go home. Alright, hey, hi, hello. I don't know about everybody else, but yes, I am still in school. So if you hear children, they're just mad because I just third degree burned them. Said some kid had Ohio Riz. If you know, you know. But I am here on an off day because I actually have my evaluation in 15 minutes. So I'm going to work in here for 15 minutes. Got here a little bit early because I needed to distribute some Bob Ross Bingo prizes from last week. If you don't know what Bob Ross Bingo is, you probably aren't an art teacher. But essentially it's you watch an episode of Bob Ross, and I have my kids fill out their own bingo board. And when you get a bingo, you get a bingo. So just like any other kind of bingo game. But I offer for my 5th grade students, if they do get a bingo, they are allowed to get a sketchbook, of which I purchase, obviously. And you're like, don't spend your own money. But they're my 5th graders. They're graduating. They're not going to be back. So it doesn't really matter. And it gives the 4th graders something to look forward to. I only do it with 4th and 5th grade. My other classes help clean up or do an end of year activity. We don't try and do that. But anyway, so I had to distribute those, and I'm here today to kind of collect some of my things and talk about didn't work, The year is over. Can't believe it. 10th year. Check. All right, we are gone with this now, huh? Just a little bit today because tomorrow I will be doing more, and then later in this week we have some days that are dedicated to just classroom cleanouts and such, and that's when I'm going to be doing a good majority of some stuff. But yeah, so we're already kind of cleaned up a little. I've already got my boards down. I've gotten all my artists down. My boards up front, very well cleaned out. My turn-in bins, I've actually turned them into the things that I'm saving for next year for kids. So I have my signs for each grade. My 4th and 5th graders have their folders in there. Yeah, their classroom teacher bins are in there. So yeah, so let's where do I even work for 15 minutes? You know what? I know where to work. The sink. Let's go to the sink. Okay, so I've got to go to my eval, so I'm hitting pause. This is where we're at, and I will be back in hopefully like 10-15 minutes. Alright, so I've actually been in my classroom a little bit. Forgot to hit record. Eval went good. I have some good feedback for next year, things I'm going to work on. Excuse me, I still chugged my Starbucks way too fast. This is where we're at so far. So we have the started cleaning the watercolor trays out. Luckily most of this was already done, so it's not something it's not something I have to super worry about. I mostly just need to refill the watercolor trays, and that's what these are over here. But I have my tempera paint is put away. I filled my glue bottles, so those are all set to go for next year, and I'll put them away. Sad, but yeah, we are in a really good spot. Tomorrow is our 5th grade graduation move up. I don't remember what they're calling it. Tomorrow's our 5th grade celebration at 9, and so I'm going to come in a little before that to continue working on some of this stuff. Also, I had a group of 2nd graders come up to me and be like, "Do you like strawberries?" I'm like, "Yeah?" Question mark. They're like, "Okay," and then they ran. Question mark on that one. So I came back to my room and they brought me some of the strawberries that they grew from the garden. So cute. So I'm gonna eat these all the way home, and they also left me some really cute notes, but I'm gonna wait to read those until I get home because they're probably gonna make me cry. Yeah. The sass is in full swing down these hallways, so I'm gonna get out of here. I'm already gonna be here every other day this week, so might as well, right? But yeah, that's it. Coming to an end. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, so as you notice, I don't have an intro to this last day, and I think that's because my brain was just so focused on it being the last day for me that I forgot to do one. The students had all left the day prior, so we were officially into summer mode. This was Thursday, June, what was that, 14th? 13th? 14th? 14th, yes, 14th. And I had made it my mission to get this room done as much as possible today, so I came in bright and early at 7:30 to begin working on this lovely disaster of a space. My focus include the back closet, which had kind of become a catch-all. It was a little disorganized. There were some things in there that either were empty or needed to be gone through and sorted. There were some things that needed to be thrown away because when I went to go use them, they were no longer usable. And there were also some items that just needed to be consolidated, especially my glue sticks. I kept finding bags of glue sticks and glue guns, which was great, but I would then forget where I put them. So putting them all together, making them one little happy family, worked out very well. I'd say that another focus that I had for this day was to, besides, get everything done, but the bulletin boards in my classroom needed to be taken down and taken home because I needed to wash them. I didn't think they were that bad until I took them down and noticed in spaces that the light had shined through, the cork was a different color. And then I realized, yes, we do need to take these home and wash them. Besides dust and dirt, and things are dirty. Listen, just wait until you see the floor at the very end. You'll see exactly where my carpet was that I had kids come in and sit on, and I don't feel like that was a bad choice to it wasn't the bad choice to have kids sit on that rug, especially after I saw what the floors look like. Yes, I do wear slippers in my classroom. I was going for comfort and joy and focus and letting my toesies breathe, the fresh, clean air. I had the AC going off of those lovely vents. I was trying to get my mind into summer mode, but it was really difficult, surprisingly. I don't know if anyone else had this feeling, but it took me like a week or two to figure out, oh, I'm on vacation. I'm not actually going in tomorrow. I'm done. Like that's it. If you want to sleep in until 7 o'clock tomorrow, you can do that. And yeah, maybe, I don't know, did anyone else kind of get that vibe of just, it was a slow burn out, like it went fast, but then it was really difficult to connect with the idea that things were done. I don't know. You tell me. I will say that making the change to put my tables into these rows and my one little table of 4 actually went a lot better than I thought it would. I was able to see a lot of great collaboration between students. I'm thinking I might do the same thing in the fall, but I'm not positive. I do have a somewhat development that might put a little bit of rock in the boat about my procedures. I don't know. Nothing's for sure yet. I'll keep you posted. But in the meantime, I do like this setup. My one big gripe was that these tables could not get raised. And it was fine for my younger students, kinder and first grade, even second graders was pretty good for them, but my poor upper levels in the fifth grade, their knees were right at table height sometimes, and we made it work, and they were troopers about it, but it was the one thing that I put on my list of repairs for my classroom. Outside of, there was like some weird little divots in the front of my room. I don't know. I didn't notice them because my rug was over top of it, but it was the one thing I said. My custodian and I looked at it. We were trying to figure this out. The screws are stripped. So we're thinking we might just have to order either new legs for the tables or try to just find outright new tables. They are better than what I had. Previously, I had these fold-out tables. They were extremely loud, and anytime a kid was having issues or pushed on the table too hard, they would move because they're kind of just lightweight plastic. It was extremely, extremely disruptive. And the other thing is my space is smaller, and so I don't know that those tables are going to fit in here. I don't know. We shall see. That's going to be a fall problem when I go around and start hunting for new tables. I have toyed with the idea of going back to my flexible seating. I did in middle school have flexible seating of some people could work at a small table that was the equivalent, kind of like a coffee table. I had bench seating, but if I go down that route, it's going to be a lot of work and trying to find different items. So I don't know that I'm going to do that, but it is kind of floating around in the back of my head to maybe have that as a solution. I don't know. We'll see. I did want to reflect really quickly on some of the things that I added to my classroom, and after I did my modifications, things I want to keep and things I will probably end up changing. First thing being that the Dollar Tree sink cover things, the adhesive to the walls, I don't think I'm going to be redoing those. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but the problem is the walls are textured and it worked, but it kept needing to be reattached. So I wasn't a super big fan of it by the end of the year. It was actually more annoying than anything else. The fabric covers for all of my shelves and storage solutions were a major win. They kept things visually even, and it's surprising. One of the things I was concerned about is that, kids are going to want to know what's under there. And yes, there was that at the space over at the sink, but after that initial curiosity wore off, kids were actually kind of out of sight, out of mind, and really did not go into things unless I asked them to specifically to, go under the gray sheet and you'll find what you're looking for. So it kept out the wandering hands, which was great. I'm thinking my tables next year are just going to be primary colors, the red, yellow, and blue to get started. I've heard that our incoming kindergartners are going to be needing a lot of assistance, and so for their sake, I do not want to be making things overly complicated, so you might see that when I start setting up my new classroom in the fall, that's what I'm going to be keeping it at as red, yellow, and blue, and we'll look at that again halfway through the year. I am going to keep the same layout for now. That's kind of what I have decided. It worked well, the kids were familiar with it, and barring any table issues, I'm going to keep it. The last thing is classroom jobs, and I keep going back and forth about this. I don't think I'm going to start the year with classroom jobs. I did last year, but it kind of devolved. I definitely mentioned in my modifications video that kids were using it as an opportunity to get up and just kind of wander around the classroom, with excuses of, oh no, I'm cleaning up the floor, or oh, I'm checking their tables. And instead, it just became a reason for them to mess around with other people or play. And so I had to kibosh that really quickly. And I don't think I'm going to start with classroom jobs. I think that I am just going to make it a whole group expectation instead. And that's it. I do have 3 things that I need to do for the upcoming year, and that is I need to make new teacher labels for our incoming teachers. We have some new ones coming in. I want to make desk copies of my visual charts, and I also need to update some labels for the supplies now that I have solidified where I want them to be. So, that's kind of what I'm thinking about. I have decided that I am going to have at least 2 videos this summer before I start my back to school stuff. The first one being a challenge that I'm doing for myself, and the second one being just a reevaluation of my things. That doesn't make sense. I don't know a better way to explain it, though. I'm really sorry. But the first one I'm for sure, because I've already started it. So stay tuned for that.